Birkat Hamazon is not simply thanking Hashem for the food which we eat. If that was the case, why would we mention so many other key elements to our faith as we bench? We mention the exodus from Egypt, coming into the land of Israel, the giving of the Torah, accepting the commandments, the covenant between us and Hashem, Yerushalayim, our holy city, and the Beit HaMikdash. Birkat HaMazon is far greater than simply being a blessing on food. Birkat HaMazon is there to thank Hashem for the generous sustenance which He gives us in our lives. Eating a meal merely serves as a catalyst to thank Hashem for the sustenance. And indeed, the Gemara in Brachot tells us when each bracha of Birkat HaMazon was established. Moshe Rabbeinu established the first blessing when the manna fell from heaven. Yeshurun established the second blessing upon entering the land of Israel. The third blessing was established by David HaMelech when he conquered Yerushalayim, and that was continued by Shlomo HaMelech when the Beit HaMikdash was built. Each one of these great leaders, each one of our great leaders, established a part of Birkat HaMazon when a key event happened in our history. A key event which shows Hashem's sustenance in our lives as a nation. The strange thing, however, is the fourth blessing of Birkat HaMazon, which was established in Yavne after the Harugei Beitar, those that died in Beitar, were brought to burial. Tov, because their bodies didn't decompose. Meitiv, because they were brought to be buried. We talk about Hashem's sustenance in our lives. We can talk about His sustenance in great events. Coming to the land of Israel, the manna falling from heaven, the building of the Beit HaMikdash, Yerushalayim being a holy city. But Harugei Beitar represents a sad chapter in history. Beitar was the last defense of the Jewish people against the Romans. And to thank Hashem because those that died were finally brought to burial seems a bit out of place in a general blessing of Hashem's hashgacha, in all the good that He does for us. And the nature of the blessing is Tov Umeitiv, God who does so much goodness for us. But if we understand that Birkat HaMazon is a blessing on Hashem's sustenance and everything that He does for us, then perhaps this fourth blessing is indeed appropriate. And this is an idea that I heard from Moreno Rav Gigi, who said that after the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed and Beitar was our one hope against the Romans, can you imagine the feeling amongst the Jews when Beitar fell? It was almost as if divine providence had stopped. There was no longer any hashgacha from Hashem. Everything was lost. But even at the moment when everything seems forsaken and everything seems lost, Hashem is still with us. Hashem is still caring for us. Even if it's not with huge events in our history, but merely maintaining the dignity of a Jewish life, or a Jewish body for that matter, in not allowing it to decompose and for allowing it to be buried. That too is divine providence. That too is Hashem involving Himself in our lives. And so the fourth blessing of Birkat HaMazon specifically shows us the extent of divine providence. Not just with the big things in our life, not just the significant events, but even in preserving the body of a Jew. Hashem never forsakes us. And so in this week's reading, as we recall the mitzvah of Birkat HaMazon, when we bench this Friday night, let's look at Birkat HaMazon, not just as an avenue of thanking Hashem for the meal that we've just had, but for all the hashgacha that He does in our lives as a nation and as individuals as well.